Hi guys, this is Breaker, and this is actually quite interesting. I guess this is the return of the Warhound that I'm looking at right now, in the form of an SCV. Yes, they are called SCVs, but it looks like they have the Warhound skin as well as the Warhound portrait. And in the lower right-hand corner, well, let me go ahead and introduce both players. I'm sorry, I got totally thrown off by the Warhound. Anywho, in the lower right-hand corner, spawning as our Warhound toting Terran, I'm going to call him Breach. Sorry, it just completely blew my mind that we're actually seeing Warhounds right now. And in the lower left-hand corner, spawning as our Terran in the red trunks. By the way, both of these players are GMs. It's Mouze, HeroMarine. Now, this is not my first time casting a member of Mouse, playing against anyone, but of course I did actually cast a game between a member of the EXE team as well as Mouze Moro, and then another player who played against Mouze Mana. Alright, so both players going for relatively safe-ish openings, but of course immediately after this from HeroMarine we have a barracks going down, and no different from Breach, it's just that his is in a proxied position. So the question is, what are we going to see from him? Maybe some proxy marauders, some proxy marines, maybe a reaper, I don't know. I mean, reapers do outrun marines, outfly them, outspeed them, if you will. And, well, I don't know, let's just stick around and see what happens. We do have a gas going down for Breach, so we know it's not just gonna be marines and marines alone. Alright, and our first SCV / Warhound is actually moving out on the map. We have we got more SCVs in production. I'm wondering if this is going to be April Fool's Day joke where we see nothing but Marines in production. We do, of course, just, we have the Warhound here, and that's about it. Alright, and from HeroMarine, our first unit of choice is going to be a Marine. And we have our SCV from, HeroMarine's first unit is a Marine, Now we have Breach moving in with the Warhound. I'm sorry guys, this is just throwing up my casting so far. He's going to see everything here. He sees that there is no gas, so that puts him in a perfectly predatory position. Meanwhile, we actually see that HeroMarine saw nothing in terms of infrastructure inside of his opponent's base, and there it is. It looks like the first unit we're going to have coming out from Breach is going to be a Marauder, and he's going to follow it up with concussive shells. Of course, forward bunker going down already, but that's not going to finish before the Marauder gets there. If we're lucky, we're going to see the SCV get pulled off of it. But that's a worker lost. Okay, now one thing you must remember, of course, is... Oh, wow, that is a hero SCV, isn't it? It got a kill! Beautiful. SCVs are now being used to fight this, or Warhounds, if you will. This is actually kind of interesting, just what we're looking at right here. Non-stop kiting action, and we're going to see that, Breach is going to get a few worker kills out of this. It's already been 2, 3, 4, almost 4, and it looks like this one's now being targeted down. Yes, Marauder's not the best unit to use to kill SCVs, but when they have concussive shells and you've got 2 or more, and they're capable of running past a bunker, they're really not a bad choice. Especially when they don't take damage, or at least not that much damage. And here we go, third Marauder joining the fray versus these 2 Marines. I think we're going to see HeroMarine in a bit of economic, what's the word I'm looking for? Economic epilepsy, if you will. Yes, his own natural is being denied while we have the one from Breach coming in, and I think it's gonna get finished in a somewhat timely manner. And now the bunker is being focused down. SCVs all being pulled off the line, or if you will, Warhounds. Oh, and is it gonna fall? Almost. Oh boy, but this actually paves the way for our blue Terran terrorist to get some SCV kills. He's gonna get quite a few off of this. Half of the SCVs in the mineral line were actually pulled off the line. Looks like this Marauder will finally be dealt with. There's 2 Marines, and now a bunch of SCVs chasing that guy down. He's just kiting non-stop these Marines, and it looks like finally he will be shut down without killing another Marine. If we just look at the units lost right now for HeroMarine, it's just massive. So it seems that we've had Breach doing a lot of damage with the Marauders here. Definitely be worthwhile for him to pick up that barracks and try and get it out of there. But we just have him cranking out more and more Marauders. Oh my god. How many workers has he killed thus far? 10, and how many does he have right now? He has, it looks like, 21 altogether. So, you know, he's just making this so far a very cost-effective harass thus far. Excuse me. What we have now from HeroMarine is him following this up with more marine production, and it looks like this Marauder might not be making it past these guys. No, it will. It just won't do too much damage. There we go. And now this says something, a lot of something actually, about the production of HeroMarine. That means basically I think Breach is no longer oblivious to just how many barracks his opponent has. Both of these guys, you know, just the chase we see here, it's rather interesting. Is it 2.25? Yeah, both of them move at the same speed. There's a Widow Mine coming out now, and this is going to be quite beautiful. You know, we're just going to have to see, like, lightning fast reflexes from HeroMarine to save all of his Marines here. Barracks is going to go in here, maybe just do some scouting, get a look and see just what kind of an opener this is, how much gas there is going behind it. But of course, by now it should be, you know, something about this is just screaming bio. SCVs being pulled off the line, or Warhounds, if you will. Ooh, forward bunker going down, and that looks like that was just a big fail. 2 Widow Mines out now for HeroMarine, and now, excuse me, 2 Widow Mines out for Breach, and now we just, ooh, oh, one of them doesn't burrow. What about the other one? Oh my god, it doesn't burrow. So this is putting Breach into a lot of trouble, really. Oh, wow. All the SCV kills, look at that. Look at that. That is just, oh. That's something I'd want to feel, but wow. Luckily, there was a Marauder out, or excuse me, there's a medevac out in time to give a hand to that Marauder. It's now completely out of energy. And of course, microing the SCVs does help save them from Marine DPS. And now let's see what Breach knows about his opponent. This is so far just really turning out to be a very interesting game. Scans going down for both sides of the map, and we said Breach is following this up with a sort of mech transition. He's going into Hellbat Viking. Not Viking, of course. This can't be right. No, that is a lot of factories, guys. This is something I would expect from Loner in mainland China. I'm sure he's caught on to this. He's thought of this before. Now we have the medevac coming out of Breach's base, and he is going to make some economic damage happen in the main of HeroMarine. Look at that. You know, 37 workers thus far to 32. So we actually have, basically, HeroMarine came out of this ahead, contradictory to my beliefs originally. And the 2 Hellbats are going to drop in there. It looks like they might not get saved. Oh my god, the worker kills. Are they significant? No, they're not really that significant. Interesting. Well, both of the Hellbats got shut down. Where was this? You know, Breach, you know, he got 14 worker kills all throughout the course of this game. What you know, it doesn't look like he actually phased the economy of Marine that much just a minute ago with those Hellbats. Let me see here. I really want to click on the next Hellbats and see just like what kind of damage they do. What do they get their buff against? Light units? So what is a Warhound exactly? Okay, light, biological, mechanical, just like an ordinary SCV. But I was so certain that with what we saw there, we were going to see a bunch of SCV kills as they all lined up and got ready to leave. We do have HeroMarine getting ready to put his 3rd orbital command down now, and it looks like the situation for Breach won't be that much different either. It's just that both players are really putting the focus on their macro. And HeroMarine's 3rd OC moving into position right now. Of course, having more than enough workers on his natural. One less than ideal on the main. And I'm not sure if that barracks catches onto that or not. No, it does not. Alright, now what do we see coming out behind this? Okay, so we have a predominantly mech composition coming from Breach. But, you know, for HeroMarine, we just seem to have Marauders and Marines getting cranked out. A few tanks as well. I will highlight for just a moment the danger of what we see coming from the composition that Breach has as opposed to HeroMarine. You know, I mean, Hellbats, they are actually, you know, they're really short range, but of course, damage done by tanks right now presently takes about 3, maybe 4 shots to kill a single Hellbat. Yes, I'm thinking 4 if I'm doing the math correctly. That's about 124 after 3 shots, so the 4th shot kills them. Still rather effective when you've got tanks grouped up and they do splash damage. But presently we only have 1 tank here for HeroMarine, and it's just, you know, I'm thinking it could be potentially dangerous for him. We do have 1 just Hellion here going out and scouting, and the barracks is going to get destroyed. There's no barracks back at home, so we're going to see a temporary tech block for Breach. Can't build bunkers, but it's okay because he doesn't have a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? He doesn't have a lot of Marines out on the map anyway, and you know what? I just had an interesting thought. Can Hellbats get into bunkers? I mean, they can get in medevacs, they can be healed by medevacs. They're a traditional part of the Bioforce now, but here we go. Beautiful siege by Breach, going into defensive posture. If we check income right now, we see that both players are kind of neck and neck. Of course, both having mules, both having relatively equal worker counts. Actually, scratch that. Marine actually has a ton more workers right now, but you know, it's only a fifth of what we see from Breach, but still, worker count is worker count. Excuse me. Apologize. And that is a lot of factories that we see from Breach. It looks like, you know, he's going to be going all in with a bunch of Hellbats. We do, of course, have a Thor in the composition. I'm guessing that's if we see Marine try to opt to get some damage done with a Banshee. Of course, we've seen Thorzane do the same thing before at professional level tournaments. Mech Biofusion. And in Terran versus Terran, going mass tank versus mass tank, but with one alternative, and that alternative being throwing a Banshee into the mix and just microing it while letting the tank sit comfortably at home. Doing damage as they please. And of course, a Thor versus a Banshee, both can be repaired by SCVs, but when one of them is super effective at killing the most critical units in your composition, your tank count, you know, it's a completely different story. And for upgrades, we have the choice upgrades for HeroMarine decisively being infantry armor and weapons, as well as, well, conversely we see from Breach getting armor and weapons for his ships and vehicles. Yes. Vehicle and ship plating. Vehicle and ship plating level 3. Okay. Well, I see now that they've been integrated as one and the same in terms of armor and Heart of the Swarm, but I thought that in Wings of Liberty towards the end they had both been counted as the same. Scan going down for HeroMarine onto the main army of Breach. Just wants to get a read into what his opponent's doing, and Breach is just thinking, okay, well, as long as I stay still like this, he's going to think that I'm going to be this way in a few minutes. So now he's just kind of trying to move his composition forward a little teeny bit more. And he sees where his opponent is, at least with the northern half of his composition. Hellbat's trying to come in here, do some damage, but they're so far back, they're so slow. They're kind of like penguins waddling, and here we go! The Bioforce, the Marines, the tanks, everything just kind of marching forward onto the composition of WiLD Breach, but WiLD Breach still maintaining a stronger supply. He's not sieging up, he's taking down all the medevacs, and now all we have left for HeroMarine is 3 tanks to 1, and it just got knocked out and destroyed. Double scans going down for both players, really wanting to make sure they got tabs on each other. And it looks like the Hellbats here are in some danger, neither side really having their forward tanks sieged up except for these ones. And of course we see that HeroMarine is basically selecting and A-moving everything that he's got. Not all of the units by Breach are actually sieged up, and it looks like, are we going to see some kind of harass with this? What is the motive behind this, Breach? I really want to know. Alright, so what I think we're going to see Breach do with this is try and do some economic damage. Definitely, most assuredly, of course. Hellbat Harass, kind of something new. It's kind of the new black, if you will. It's something that's difficult to do, especially in TVT with all of the units in game being ranged. Both players about mine dry in their mains. Natural's not too far behind that status right now, but of course we have HeroMarine getting his 4th base first. 2 Hellions gonna run by here and just see what's up. maybe not really attack anything. Then again, I could be entirely wrong. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, that was a misclick. And now it looks like, oh wow, these Hellbats, damn. These Hellions, they got a good deal of worker kills there. And interestingly enough, we see Breach with his same old tech lab here never being taken down. Of course, now that'll be a different story. Kind of eliminating some vision for Breach. But I would not say more vision than any simple Xel'Naga Watchtower. Or not Xel'Naga Watchtower, excuse me, rather a forward pylon in a hidden position. I like the use of these Widow Mines. It looks like they're going to get a few tank kills. What is this going to be? Oh! Looks like, fortunately for Marine, it was not targeting down his Bioforce, and it's looking like he's got an excellent concave so far set up for this engagement, should he choose to go forward with it. But this is kind of a bad move. This has been picked up on by WiLD Breach, and he has a vision of this, and he's just going to straight up A move into this and A move back. We do have SCVs being pulled as well. It looks like with the attack that we see coming from Breach, his aim is to, you know, he's okay with throwing away SCVs. He's going to make more room for his army supply, and with the income that we see behind this, I think it's not going to hurt him too much. And meanwhile, bottom expos, actually, it looks like this engagement is going to go really bad for Breach. He's pulling back, he's sieging up, but everything is just sieging up a little bit too late. Only 2 shots out from those tanks now. It's going to make one more volley, and that is it. But meanwhile, the northern forces for HeroMarine have been entirely annihilated, and we are going to have to see Marine basically pull back to save his 4th base ASAP. There we go. Everything kind of just moving forward to attack the planetary fortress, but he was not expecting a planetary fortress, perhaps maybe an orbital command. And we just see that, you know, Breach, he has air superiority, so we're not going to see any Vikings moving in to attack what we see here. And oh no, this is actually working to his detriment. There's only 1 Marine, only 3 Marines here. So what we're also going to see is basically that Breach will be able to slowly but surely siege up onto his opponent's planetary fortress here. HeroMarine could pull some workers to repair that, and if we look at the worker count right now, income thus far is actually going to favor HeroMarine throughout this. Marauders being stemmed up, you know, Marine just basically realizing, okay, you know what, he doesn't have enough tanks to take down my Marauders, so that's what I'm going to do. But of course, these Widow Mines, holy cow, how many kills do they have? Scan's not going to last long enough to kill all of these Widow Mines with 1 tank there, so we see HeroMarine pulling everything that he can to deal with that. Now we have a 4 medevac drop ready to go down, and this medevac drop was never actually used to begin with. Here we go. Main engagement going down. Is Breach going to throw down this medevac drops or not? If there was any time to make some economic damage happen, it would certainly be now. We see some perfect sieging positions from Breach, and he is barely ahead in terms of supply right now. Meanwhile, the 5th base was actually taking a lot of damage economically. SCVs had to be pulled off the line, and we see that Breach is now in, I want to say, a very stable position. If you just look at his income right now, it's above his opponent by about 25%. There we go. The Hellbats are actually moving into the 3rd base for Marine, trying to get some more worker kills. And it looks like they got quite a few. That's been 45 over the course of this game. And just before that medevac drop was taken down, we saw that the Hellbats were dropping. 2 Marauders are going to come and take care of it. And if this medevac is lucky, it'll get away. But meanwhile, we have the main army of Breach moving forward in winning fashion. There it is. GG from HeroMarine, guys. If you guys liked what you saw today, just go ahead and click on the follow button. This has been Breaker. I'll see you guys next time. Forgive me for the misclicks and forgive the background static. I am buying equipment to take care of that ASAP. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.